Hey there! If you're watching this, chances are you felt this. Opening your investment app or scrolling through financial news and seeing everything covered in blazing red. Your heart beats a little faster, your hands feel a bit cold, and a familiar question pops up. Oh my God, what's happening? Should I sell everything? I know that feeling all too well. And I used to think just like you. A market crash was a disaster, a nightmare you needed to wake up from as fast as possible. But today, I want to share a perspective that completely changed my investment journey, and it could change yours forever. Here it is. As a new investor, a market crash is not your enemy. It is your secret superpower. Yes, you heard that right. I learned to love a market crash, and here's why you should too. Let's go back to 2020, when it all started for me. I had only been investing for a few months, excited about my first small gains. Then the pandemic hit, and the market crashed at a terrifying speed. The major indexes dropped 30% in weeks. My screen was a sea of red. Every article, every news headline was filled with fear. The worst financial crisis since 2008. The market could go lower. I panicked. I sold half my portfolio, locked in the loss, and sighed with relief. I thought I was smart, that I had gotten out safely. But then something magical happened. Just a few months later, the market began to recover. And it didn't just recover, it soared to new heights. The stocks I had sold, the companies that were still fine, doubled, then tripled in price. I sat there looking up and felt like the biggest fool on the planet. I didn't lose because the market crashed. I lost because of my own fear-based reaction. That expensive lesson made me stop and ask, if everyone is scared when the market falls, who makes the money? Who is buying when everyone else is selling in a panic? The answer is simple. It's the patient investors, the ones with a plan, and most importantly, the ones who see opportunity in chaos. And you know what? As a new investor, you have advantages that no one else has. The first and biggest advantage, you have time, so much time. When you're 20, 30 years old, you're not investing for tomorrow or next year. You're investing for the person you'll be at 50, 60. That long time frame is your most powerful weapon. A market crash lasting a few months, even a few years, in the flow of 30 years, is just like a small headwind on a long journey. It doesn't matter. In fact, it's beneficial. Imagine your favorite store, one that sells high-quality goods. Normally, the prices are steep. Then one day, that store has a 30, 40% off sale. What do? Do you run in and scream, "Oh no, this store is on sale, how terrible! I must sell all the items I bought from them at full price"? No, you'd rejoice inside and take the opportunity to buy more at a great price. Investing is exactly the same. The market is that store. Shares of great companies are those quality goods, and a market crash is a global sale. It's Black Friday for investors. But why don't we see it that way? Because we are tricked by emotion and by media narratives. Financial news is designed to grab attention, and nothing grabs attention like fear. Fear, panic, collapse. Those words make us freeze and act irrationally. We look at the red charts and see loss, but we forget that a stock price in the short term is just a vote on sentiment. In the long term, it's a scale reflecting the actual value of a business. A company like Apple or Microsoft doesn't suddenly become 30% worse in a few weeks. The business is still operating, still making products, still generating profits. It's just that the market's mood is terrible. And moods always change. This is the beginner's secret superpower. You aren't deeply wounded yet. You haven't been through so many market cycles that you've become cynical. You can easily adopt a new mindset, the mindset of a value shopper. Many seasoned investors with large portfolios feel intense pain seeing hundreds of thousands of dollars evaporate. But you, with a smaller starting capital, feel that pain much less. Yet the benefit you receive is exactly the same. A stock falling from $100 to $70 is a tragedy for the person who bought at $100. But for you, with $70 in hand, it's a fantastic opportunity to own that same stock for 30% cheaper. You are in the buying seat, not the suffering seat.
So, how do you turn fear into excitement? With a weapon so simple, it's almost surprising. Automation. Set up an automatic transfer from your bank account to your investment account on the first of every month, and set it to automatically buy a total stock market ETF. When you do this, you're building an emotionless machine. In months when the market is up, that machine buys fewer shares at a higher price. In months when the market crashes, that same machine buys more shares at a lower price. You don't need to be brave. You don't need to predict the bottom. You just need to live your life and let the machine do its work. This strategy is called dollar cost averaging, and it turns volatility, the enemy of many, into your best friend. However, automation is just the mechanics. The mental game is what matters. You must learn to embrace the discomfort. When the market is down and everyone is scared, that very feeling of unease, that itch to do something, is a signal that you're on the right track. Set a simple rule. I am never allowed to sell in a panic. Instead, I will ask myself, what can I buy more of right now? Even if it's just a tiny amount, that action will rewire your brain. It shifts you from flight mode to hunt mode. Instead of staring at daily red charts, create a shopping list of companies or ETFs you want to own. When the market is calm, research them. And when the market plunges, open that list, smile, and say, "Awesome, this item is on sale." I realized that what made me love a market crash wasn't the red on the chart, but the calm and confidence it fostered. It separates the real investors from the gamblers. It gives me a chance to prove to myself that I have a plan, and I will stick to it no matter what the noise around me is screaming. Every time I buy during a dip, I feel like I'm accumulating not just shares, but patience and discipline, the most valuable assets on any financial journey. So the next time you open your app and see a sea of red, instead of sighing, try smiling. Remember that as a new investor, this is your superpower. You have time that others don't. You have a chance to buy wonderful things at prices the previous generation paid dearly for. Take a deep breath, remind yourself of your long-term plan, and if you can, make one small buy. That small action will affirm you as an investor, not a gambler. And then turn off the screen and go live your life. Because real wealth isn't built in a day or a year. It's built over decades through calm consistency across every market storm. And you, with your newly discovered superpower, are now perfectly equipped. If this mindset shift was helpful, hit that like button and subscribe for more simple, powerful strategies that put you in control. Let me know in the comments, what's the first thing you'll add to your watch list for the next market dip?